हमारे आज के मैनेजमेंट पर। इन दिनों शादियों की धूम है, तो हम भी एक ऐसी कंपनी के मैनेजमेंट को ही शो में शामिल कर रहे हैं जो 2 दशक से इस सेगमेंट में बिजनेस कर रही है। हम बात कर रहे हैं ऑनलाइन मैच मेकिंग स्पेस की दिग्गज कंपनी मैट्रिमोनी.com का। और हमसे खास बातचीत करने के लिए जुड़ रहे हैं कंपनी के फाउंडर और सीईओ M JankiRaman। साथ ही कंपनी पर हम शेयर पर जो है वो भी एक्सपर्ट राय आपको देंगे, फंडामेंटल नज़रिया भी जानेंगे। इससे पहले कि हम शुरुआत करें मिस्टर JankiRaman से चर्चा का, आपको बता दें कि कंपनी दरअसल डिटेल में करती क्या है। मैट्रिमोनी.com जो है वो एक मैच मेकिंग सेक्टर की दिग्गज कंपनी है। शादी के लिए ऑनलाइन रिश्ते खोजने में मदद करती है और 2000 में इस कंपनी की शुरुआत हुई थी। 120 से ज़्यादा आउटलेट है और करीब 50 लाख एक्टिव प्रोफाइल। यहाँ पर विदेश में भी हमने देखा कंपनी के 3 शहरों में ऑफिस हैं। कंपनी के पास वेबसाइट है, मोबाइल ऐप के जरिए भी कारोबार होता है और 17 क्षेत्रीय भाषाओं में कारोबार ये कंपनी करती है। हमारे साथ मैट्रिमोनी.com के फाउंडर और सीईओ मिस्टर M JankiRaman जुड़ गए हैं। मिस्टर JankiRaman, वेलकम टू द शो। थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग टू ET Now Swadesh. Let's start by asking how this season, wedding season has been for the company. We have seen that the economy is again opening up. People are coming back and, most of them going out. The malls are opening and the economy is coming back on track. Of course, for last 2 years, we have seen that the marriage whole business and the whole industry had taken a downturn. But this year, lots and lots of people are getting married. You are on top of the business. Tell us your perspective, please.
Yeah, first of all, namaskar and thank you for the opportunity. Yes, as you rightly said, wedding industry is definitely back on its track. We definitely see increase in weddings taking place. The pent-up demand in terms of so many weddings were postponed during COVID, and definitely see many markets across India. The weddings are going at a full-fledged scale. Weddings definitely back on track. And recently there was a concern on possibility of third wave. We don't see at this point of it it's happening. We look like things are back on track and we expect the momentum to continue on the wedding services. The wedding services, we have 2 offerings. One is mandap.com, other one is weddingbazaar.com. We see both the businesses, definitely see that the increase in the inquiries and increase in demand that is happening. We may know that recently bought a company called Shadi Saga. We are in the process of integrating a Shadi Saga into wedding services business. So with the combination of this, the integration of Shadi Saga into wedding services, with the pent-up demand that's coming up, also since there's no, at this point of time, we don't see that the possibility of the third wave, we think that the henceforth wedding will definitely continue compared to the way it was happening earlier. These are the wedding services space on the wedding side. When it comes to the matchmaking business, we have been growing on a double-digit basis. Almost for the last 5 quarters, we continue to maintain the double-digit growth. The profit margins are increasing, EBITDA margins are increasing. We expect the momentum to continue on the matchmaking business. As you progress, probably the growth will be further better.
Mr. JankiRaman, it's good that you have spoken on many points, and I will have an elaborate discussion on those as we go forward. I want to understand what kind of a hit did you see while the COVID was on? In the last 2 years, we realized that not many people were getting married. Of course, there was a restriction on the number of people who can get together and, attend the season. What kind of a hit as a company did you see? And if you can put a number on the percentage that you have seen, the growth that you have seen in last 1 year.
No, absolutely. There are 2 things. One is the matchmaking side. Doing for the matchmaking business during COVID, we saw a massive surge in the number of new users signing up. Because when people are sitting at home, they are not able to go out. Then the people otherwise would have busy with their professional activities. And those people create a profile on the matchmaking platform because they had a time in front of them. So one thing happened was the matchmaking saw a massive increase in number of people signing up. That's on the matchmaking side. When it comes to wedding, you know that because there's so much of constraint, there's so much uncertainty, and a lot of weddings were postponed. So while the matchmaking business now come to a regular level of growth because today things are back on track, malls are opened up, people have started traveling. For the matchmaking signing up, it's come to the regular growth phase. But on the wedding side, they definitely see the good increase because during the COVID time, wedding completely came crashing down in terms of hardly any weddings are taking place. Now the weddings are going in a full capacity. So we expect this momentum to continue. In fact, compared to the last year or this year, I would probably expect 20-30% increase in number of weddings because of the pent up demand in the caught up.
Correct. And then coming to the point that your company also provide wedding services. You briefly mentioned about it in your we were discussing. So we would like to understand, since there is a very big opportunity. India is a very big market, and the contribution of wedding services in your revenue is pretty small. Do you have any plans of expanding in the days to come?
No, definitely. Our goal is to take a wedding service to 100 crore business, because our business model is a subscription-based business model. We have two offerings. One is Mandap.com. Mandap.com is a venue discovery platform. We have close to around 20,000 venues as a part of our the Mandap platform. When anyone looking for wedding venues across India, they can come to the platform, look for the venues, and find availability that they can go and see the venue and book the venue. And you have WeddingBazaar.com. Wedding Bazaar it's a marketplace model. We have close around, including Shadi Saga, we have around 50,000+ vendors as part of the WeddingBazaar.com. Anyone looking for catering service, decoration service, or any other services, honeymoon service providers or makeup artists or photographer, they can find it on our platform. Again, the business model is a subscription-based business model. I understand at this point of time, the revenue is a small percentage of our overall matrimony.com business. However, this opportunity, very large opportunity. The wedding industry, in my view, is around $80 billion industry. The next 10 years, in my view, it's going to be even $500 billion economy, because the India per capita incomes continue going to rise. And it's a largest and the most expensive event in an individual's life in India. There's a lot of opportunity. However, we continue to focus on getting more number of the vendors and drive towards those vendors become paid vendors. And the goal is to become 100 crore business, and hope that next 3 years it can be at least close to 10% business. As you progress, we can take it 20% or more. The opportunity is humongous, but you have to get the basic the foundation, and in terms of the model right. The model at this point of time is a subscription business model, but as you progress, we can evolve different business model. Then that point of time, the revenue contribution of overall the matrimony.com, the percentage of wedding services contribution may be much better.
Certainly. We would also like to understand, Mr. JankiRaman, that what kind of risks do you see coming forward? We understand that COVID was one of the biggest thing, once in a lifetime thing which has happened in all our lives. But as from a business perspective, now that you are saying that the opportunity is great and the business is growing, what kind of risks do you see going forward, and how are you planning to mitigate those?
Yeah, one thing that the matchmaking business, it's completely insulated from the recession. Even during the COVID time, we saw the increase in profiles, and we made a profit even in the peak COVID of Q1. So as long as humanity exists, as long as people are there on this planet, the need for coming together always be there. And India marriages are definitely much stronger. And though, in fact, no matter what happens to the economy and even the issues like COVID, other thing, this will not have any dampening impact on the matchmaking business. Matchmaking business continue to going to grow. It's a completely insulated, or it's protected from any of the economic slowdowns or other impacts. So that way, matchmaking business continue going to grow. But however, the wedding services business can get impacted if the COVID third wave happens, when the government put a restriction on only certain number of people can attend the wedding. That can impact the wedding services business. But however, today the wedding services contribute only small percent of business. So overall, for the matrimony.com, even if any third wave anything happen, that not going to any impact on the overall business. However, I don't see at this point of time any third wave coming. But however, if at all anything comes or any other issues also, that will not have any impact on the matchmaking business, which continue going to remain strong, continue going to grow.
That is good news, I'm sure, for the company. Mr. JankiRaman, thank you so much for taking time out and speaking with us. Mr. M JankiRaman बताते हुए यहाँ पर कि किस तरह कंपनी का matrimony.com का बिजनेस चल रहा है. जैसा कि वो बता रहे हैं कि इसका रिसेशन से और बाकी चीज़ों से फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता। कोविड के समय में भी जो है वेडिंग बिजनेस कम हुआ, जाहिर तौर पर लोग शादियां नहीं कर पा रहे थे क्योंकि गैदरिंग पर जो है परमिशन नहीं थी, लोग बाहर नहीं निकल पा रहे थे, तो वहाँ पर इफेक्ट ज़रूर हुआ था। लेकिन मैच मेकिंग बिजनेस में कोई खास फ़र्क नहीं पड़ा है। आने वाले दिनों में 100 करोड़ का मार्केट कैपिटल, माफ़ कीजिए, 100 करोड़ का बिजनेस टारगेट कर रहे हैं यहाँ से आने वाले दिनों में, और अच्छे खासे प्लान्स हैं कंपनी के। जैसा उन्होंने बताया कि 80 अरब के आसपास का भारत